Mostly art, you don't have to think about it so much. It's something that just happens. It's something that is in you, in the DNA.
What is your approach to sustainable and ethical fashion practices within your brand?
First of all is to bring back our pieces, our traditional pieces to life in a way that they can be worn in this modern society, because also time is growing and the world is moving. We have to move with the world the way it's going.
Greetings everyone, welcome again to the Made in African show that brings you true and original stories of Africans.
Collaborate with models, I collaborate with photographers, I collaborate with other designers, like from Masai Market. I have so many people.
In today's episode, we're with Shiko Onyango, Kenyan fashion designer known as Made in Africa to the world. She's the founder and creative designer at Tribal Trends by Shiko Onyango. Shiko is known to be very creative and very innovative in her fashion style.
And creative DNA, which they really helped me in so many things I didn't know about business and how to put my business and my creativity together.
Made in Africa show is sponsored by Fashion Trends Africa, a fashion news website under www.rcfs.rw, where you can find news of new and established African fashion designers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again in Made in African podcast. Today we have a very special guest. As always, we have a Kenyan fashion designer who we want to give a floor, and she introduced herself and talk to fashion lovers, fashion enthusiasts. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. My name is Shiko Onyango. I'm a designer. My brand is Tribal Trends by Shiko Onyango. I'm also the founder of Africa to the World, Kenya. This is a platform where creatives collaborate and take Africa to the world, because that's the mission and the vision.
Okay. Shiko Onyango, where did you go for primary and high school? So our listeners really know where did you came from.
I went to school in Kwajenga Primary. I was raised in a slum and brought up in a slum. Yeah. High school, I went to so many high schools. So which one do you want me to start with? The first one or the last one? I went to 8 schools.
Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, where did you grown up? Let's say, where do you go for primary?
In primary, I went to Kwajenga Primary School. Mm-hmm. I started in MCC Primary School, and then I went to Kwajenga Primary School. That is where I finished my class 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you realize you can be a fashion designer?
I wouldn't say I'm a fashion designer like that. I would say I'm an artist first before a fashion designer. I'm a creative. If you say I'm a fashion designer, you're limiting me to fashion only. I'm a creative. I create pieces. I create wearable art, any form of art that can be worn. Yeah. So I would say I'm a creative, not a fashion designer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you realize you were a creative or you were an artist?
Since I was a child, I would create my own dolls. My mom never bought me any dolls, so I would create my own dolls, create clothes for my own dolls, design. Yeah. So since I was a child, but hustle also made me pursue it and put it as a business too.
What do you mean hustle? Before you go through your brand, what do you mean hustle made you to even go deeper?
I tried employment, but employment wasn't working for me. I'm not I'm not someone who would fit into the employment system. Mm-hmm. I tried it, but it didn't work for me. And then I just started with what I have, the talent that I had, and that's what got me into putting it as a business, my creativity also as a business, because it's something that I love, and it's better to use what you have and what you love to earn income. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Shiko, what inspired you to start Tribal Trends, and when did you launch the brand?
Tribal Trends by Shiko Onyango was formed in 2013. Mm-hmm. When I started I used to sell earrings to my friends, but I never saw it as a business. It was just like, oh, people would like my stuff, and then I sell them to them, and they would recommend their friends. So yeah, Tribal Trends was born in 2013 as a business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but what inspired you to start it?
I was inspired by so many things. One, wanted money and wanted a sustainable income. And sustainable is something that I would really love to do, and something that it's my passion, not something that I'm pushed by people to do, something that it's like a sacrifice for me, or something like I feel like, you know, I know you understand what I'm saying, but
yes.
I started it because it's something that I loved, and it's something that I felt like this is my space. Yeah.
So how does your Kenya heritage influence the design and aesthetics of your fashion collection?
First of all, I'm African, and Africans, we are very creative. It's in our DNA. We are creative by nature, and most of the things are inspired by different cultures, that I would see how our forefathers and our great-grandmothers used to wear before colonialism. Yeah. And also the drive of, I don't like Western culture, and I don't like that us Africans, we've been influenced by everyone, but we don't influence others. So part of Tribal Trends is to influence our culture to other people, not the other way around.
Okay. So you are saying you are not influenced by the Western culture.
I want us to stop being influenced by the Western culture, and to change the narrative of us influencing other people.
Okay, that's very interesting. So some of listeners and fashion enthusiasts, we actually have listeners from different countries, different continents. Some of them, I'm sure after they will run to your Instagram to check your creation. So can you describe the process behind creating a new collection from conceptualization to production? Because me, I've seen you have very unique products. So can you tell us a little bit the process?
Mostly art, you don't have to think about it so much. It's something that just happens. It's something that is in you, in the DNA, as I said before. It's not something that you go to school to learn. It is something that is in your DNA. It's something that is in you. So once you discover that, it will just come naturally. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to think about it. And you just need to create your team and people who also fall into the same ideas and to the same mentality as you. Yeah. So the design process for me, I would say, is by looking at how our forefathers and how people before us used to dress and how they used to wear, what was fashion to them. Because one thing for me I know is that clothes were brought to us. It was brought to us based on their culture, but not on our culture. Our culture, we didn't have clothes or anything like that. We created our own fashion.
We used to be naked.
Yes, we used to be naked. We had our own fashion. We had our own narrative. We had our own beliefs of fashion. But fashion was brought to us by the colonialism based on their ways. Like, that was their culture, not ours.
Okay.
So my process is, I first ask myself, how, before clothes, how did you used to dress? What was fashion then? What was acceptable? What do we call it? What was style? Yeah, and we had different styles. We had people who pierced their ears. We had people who drew tattoos on their faces. We had people who wore heads. We had people who wore calabashes, bones, skin, and all that. So that is what I would call our fashion. The clothes that we have, mostly for me, I would say it's business. If you look at the amount of clothes that comes in Africa, it's business, and it's not to benefit us.
It's just business.
It's business for someone else.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been living on someone else's idea of fashion, but not our own idea of fashion. Yeah.
So, what's the name Tribal Trends came from, and how does the name reflect to your brand?
Tribal Trends, my auntie came up with that name, and then she just said, why don't you call your company Tribal Trends? And I was like, yeah, Tribal Trends. And I redefined it in my own way. Like, I said the tribe, I said the trend, and then the tribe will follow. It's like we creating something new. It's like a new world that we're creating, and then our own tribe will follow. The people who see what we see, the people who has the same vision, like they want us to influence, not for us to be influenced.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. So now, which traditional African textile or patterns, because or techniques do you frequently incorporate into your design? So again, I will reflect to the comment I've just said. Our fashion viewers and lovers, some of them will love our guys. I hope you will, she will tell us she will tell you the Instagram. You can see the pictures. But so what's the techniques? Like take us like which part? Because you mentioned you was born in which you were born in which part of Kenya?
I was born in Nairobi, and I'm half Kikuyu, I'm half Kamba, and I'm half Maasai. So I don't take from any tribe. I just take from all African tribe. We Africans, we are the same. If you look at our fashion, we are the same. So it's not just from one tribe, it's from the African tribe. And that's why I said we are the tribe. Yeah, we just set the trend, and then the tribe will follow. Yeah.
That's very interesting. So now here we are, the brand exists. So if you look at the brand now, how far can you share with the fashion lovers and the fashion enthusiasts? How strong is your brand now? How many people do you have? How many people are benefiting from your brand? So to give us the face of the brand now.
Tribal Trends is about empowering communities and taking back what is ours. By that we mean like our craftsmanship, our knowledge, our ideas, our style. It's all about that. And the community is part of the tribe. Anyone who puts the pieces together, it's part of the tribe. Anyone who wears and buys our stuff is part of the tribe.
Okay.
Anyone who shares our story is part of the tribe. So I would say the tribe is big.
Okay.
Yes. It's bigger than the eyes
So
can
you are
see.
saying I'm a part of the tribe.
You are also part of the tribe. Anyone who shares and sees our vision is part of the tribe. Yeah, so Tribal Trends mostly is to empower the community and to take back our power that was taken many years ago. That includes our creativity, as I said, our craftsmanship, our knowledge on things, music, everything. Yeah, everything that says Africa.
Okay. I understand the same as the fashion lovers, having a brand as an African woman, like you said, of course, you want to make money. It is not easy. So can you share some of the challenge you faced in establishing your brand in a global fashion industry, especially here in Kenya, because here in Kenya, it's a competition. There are so many fashion designers.
For me, I would not say I'm competing with anyone. It's that...
But any challenges?
Challenges are there, especially finances. Artists need to be paid. People need to be paid for their ideas because, again, we want it to be sustainable, create more empowerment, create more jobs. So if there are no people who are buying from us, that means someone is not going to get a job. Someone is not going to get food on the table. So the challenges are awareness, marketing, yeah, and people to believe in us. But that is also something that will take time, and so far so good. We have the tribe and it's coming along so well, I would say that.
Yes, you mentioned about your community. So in numbers, how many people are benefiting from the brand, just the numbers?
I would say more than 1,000 people.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Yes, from the people who makes the bone, the materials that we use, from the people who design, from the people who put the pieces together,
Okay.
for the people who buy to sell, because we have shops that also buy to sell. Those are also benefiting. I would say from people who also take videos, photos, content with our stuff, they're also benefiting. And women, I started my brand with the stay-at-home mom, because I was also a stay-at-home mom when I started my brand.
Okay.
And the reason why I also put stay-at-home moms on my mind is because it's hard to get a job as a stay-at-home mom and be a mom at the same time. Sometimes when you're at home, you have to take care of a child. At the end of the day, you still need to feed. You don't need to borrow your man money. You need to have your own cash. If he's bringing unga, you have to bring vegetables.
Yeah.
That is balance. And we need that balance in our society. Like, everyone should be empowered, not only men, women, also children. Yeah, in our culture, we are not taught that, not our culture, in the culture that was brought to us, we were not taught that kids should be empowered. But in my own world and in my own tribe, I would say kids also need to be empowered at an early age, women the same. So when I started with stay-at-home mom, I would feel good when one person, I would design and they would make the piece.
Okay.
And the end of the day, when we sell, we get the money, they get the money, and I get my money. So you see, the person who is making gets something, the person who is designing also gets something, and the material that we are buying, also there is money going to the person who's making the material. So it's a chain, and that's what makes the community.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and when I would go, I see, oh, this woman didn't have this. Now she has it. Like, would say, some of them would say, hey, Shiko, before nikuja hapa sikukuwa na TV, sahi niko na TV. That would make me feel so good.
Oh, that is so inspiring.
Yeah, you'd say, oh, there's a lady who came to me and told me, yeah, this house, most of the things I bought from the pieces that you taught me how to make. You know, because I would get so much order and I'm confused. How do I finish? How do I fulfill all these orders? That's when I came up with the idea of moms. They have time and they're dedicated. Yeah, and they also need to have something to call their own. Yeah.
So that is very impressive to work with women. So if my understanding, you teach them. Then after teaching them, you put them into your company and they work from the company.
Yes.
Oh, that's very inspiring.
Thank you, because human production is one of the greatest, because they put their souls there, their heart there, and everything there. It's important to have the community do things for you, because you grow up, you grow together. They have their hearts there because they know it's also benefiting them. It's not just you, but also them. They will learn new skills. They will have money to take care of their things and to move around, pay school fees, pay rent, and all that. Yeah.
So what is your approach to sustainable and ethical fashion practices within your brand?
First of all is to bring back our pieces, our traditional pieces to life, and in a way that they can be worn in this modern society, because also time is growing and the world is moving. We have to move with the world the way it's going. And doing that, how do you also include the community? We don't need to forget about our tradition. How do we incorporate our traditions with the world, the way it's growing? Yeah. So like the Maasais, their beading techniques, the way they do their belts and everything. How do we incorporate their style with the modern woman that any woman can wear and feel, if they feel that they're part of it. So we work with such communities because they have the expertise and I have the designs, like how to incorporate the new style with the traditional style, also keeping it the same. Yeah. Because if you see, you will say, this is Maasai style. You see, this, anywhere you go in the world, people will know that you're from Africa. They'll just look at what you're wearing or whoever you are. Another thing is we are here to influence.
Okay. That's very inspiring. Actually, I have a shirt. I bought it from Togo. So my family, I shouldn't say this or no here, but my family, we have other part in the US. So we every time in the US during for summertime.
Wow.
And everyone, when I put that shirt, everyone at this a huge, very nice beach. Everyone is like, where did you get that shirt? Africa? So you are right. So
we need to influence. We've been for so long we've been influenced by other cultures. It's our time now.
Let me interrupt to you before we go there. Where did you get this Africa to the world? Because this has been even when I met you and during the Nairobi Designer Week, everyone is Africa to the world. Shiko Onyango, Africa to the world. So where is it connected to you, personal, and to your talent?
Personally, as I said before, I don't like the way Africans, we've been influenced, we've been consumers, we've been consuming everything that is brought to us, from Tumba clothes, from these big, they say big designers, everyone wants to associate with them. And when it comes to Africa, they want to associate us with poverty, they want to associate us with war, they want to associate us with bad and negative things. But it's our time to change that narrative. Like we had our own life before everything else. Yeah, we had our own music, we had our own style, we had our own way of life, we had our own food, we had everything there. So this is our time to show the world that we got this. It's Africa to the world. We don't need to be influenced anymore. It's our time now to influence. So Africa to the world is not only about fashion, it's about art, fashion, heritage, and everything, from our food to our style to our music and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about celebrating and showing that Africa is not poor, Africa is rich. Africa is beautiful, Africa is talented, and Africa has everything that we need.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very sweet word for Africa.
So, Africa is big.
Shiko, let's talk about the collaboration. So how do you collaborate with local artists and craft people to bring your design to life?
I collaborate with models. I collaborate with photographers, I collaborate with other designers. Like from Maasai Market, I have so many people that I work with. As you can see, there are other pieces that I'm wearing that are not designed or made by me. But when I wear it and someone would see it and would want, that's also a collaboration.
Okay.
I would go to the artist and tell them, like, there's someone who needs this. I cannot produce your work, but you can produce your work. Yes, I'm a designer, but we are not here competing. We are here to complement. Your brain is not the same as mine. What you see is not the same as what I see. I'll see things differently. And that is what makes us all unique. And that is what we need. Like your weakness, my strength, and everything. It's to complement each other, not to fight, not to compete. We were taught to compete since we are kids. Like in school, you are taught to compete. You have to be number one. Why? Yeah, you have to be number one. Me, myself, I'm not a school person, but I'm very streetwise. Yeah. And that's my strength.
Yeah.
But I would look for someone who is school-wise smart and will help me in some things. I don't take my weakness, the things that I don't know as a weakness.
Okay.
But that is a strength to someone else.
So you are saying your success is also based on collaboration?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember the video we were walking the other time, you mentioned something about creative DNA. So this make me to ask you, can you tell us about any mentorship or educational initiative you have undertaken to support your brand grow?
I have done Creative DNA, which they really helped me in so many things I didn't know about business and how to put my business and my creativity together. I've also done, with my own brand, we've done From Trash to Purpose.
Okay.
I've done so many things, I would say. We started by creating our own mannequins because the vision is Africa to the world. Like the mannequins that we have here, most of them are plastic.
Okay.
From China. But we have so many people here who can create the same. We have so many designers who need mannequins for their shops. And we can create our own concept of how we want our mannequins to look like, and how we want the mannequins to look like.
Okay.
Like us. If you walk around, you will see most of the mannequins are plastic and they are white, unless you paint them black.
Okay.
But from us, we took the initiative of taking waste papers like books, newspapers and all that, to create something new, something that can be used and something which is sustainable.
Okay.
So we trained people in making them, and we start making them for our brand and other brands, and they have them in their shops, which looks much better because it's something authentic from us. We also did another one of taking the Tumba clothes,
okay,
and giving it a touch of Africa.
We recycling.
Yes, upcycling.
Okay.
So we would take old jeans, old T-shirts and all that, and giving it new meaning and new life.
Okay.
This also helped in other designers, other artisans who are good at drawing. They would come and draw their hats, draw whatever they want to draw.
Okay.
In the jeans and everything else. So it was giving it purpose.
Okay.
And the purpose is art and creativity.
So you mentioned about made in Africa to the world. So which Africa culture or region have you been like a bigger interest or influence to your brand? Because you don't design something from maybe Egypt, I don't know. So the Africa is a big 54 countries. Most influence cultures do you design or reflect to your design?
I have done most Kenyan. I've done Kamba collection. I've done Kikuyu collection. I've done Samburu collection. I've also done Egypt. I have also done South Africa. I've done Zanzibar. As I said before, Africans, we are the same if you look at us.
Actually, sorry to interrupt you. I saw something Egypt, by the way, from your collection. You have a kid.
Yeah, I have Egypt too. But if you look at all these styles, and us Africans, we are similar. We have the same designs. It's just that, what do I say? We have the same design. It's the same, I would say that. It's the same. Africa is the same. It's just that we were divided.
Yeah,
we were divided. This tribe goes here. But if you look at it, we are all the same. We will go somewhere else and someone will say, oh, we use these beads for this and this. We will go somewhere else, we say, oh, this was worn because of this and this. But for me, it's all about celebrating the culture and showing the culture and influencing the culture to the world. Because we are one big family. We have, if you go also in your country, I'm sure there are some beads that you'd see and say, We have those beads, but we use it differently. But for me, I am creating a tribe, a new tribe that doesn't have to discriminate. We don't need to discriminate and look at this country, this tribe, this belongs to this tribe. No, it's one tribe and anyone can wear it. Anyone can feel welcome using it. Yeah, there is no discrimination, there is no judgment towards it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I said it's tribal trends. We're creating the tribe, we're creating the trend, and then the tribe will come.
Okay.
Yeah, so we set the trend and the tribe.
Yeah, that makes me to ask you this question. How do you see the role of fashion in promoting cultural exchange and understanding between Africa and the rest of the world?
Fashion is very broad, and fashion means a lot of things. It can be fashion in terms of phones, it can be fashion in terms of what you are wearing, it can be fashion in what you are eating. So I would say fashion is a big influence in so many ways. So how do we use that to be positive? How do you use that to inspire others? Yeah, it's not only about what is trending only, it's all about influencing. And I insist, how do we influence? That's the question. How do we influence? Do we influence in a way that there is Africa is put there on top? Is it influencing on African is seen as a poor continent that needs help? Or is it Africa is rich and
Is able.
it's able?
Yeah.
It's able, yeah. What kind of influence is fashion? What does fashion mean to you? For me, fashion is not just clothes alone. It's a lot of things. Like now I see having an iPhone is a fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also something else. Yeah.
So, tribal trends. So what has been the most rewarding moment or achievement of tribal trends, if you look at it?
When I see people on other countries, especially abroad, posting my work and wearing a piece of Africa in a good way, that is plus, because I see that our influence is not just small, it's big. And that's the intention that we have, like to make it big, not to make it weak. Yeah, we want to make it big in a way that anyone would want to be associated with Africa in a good way.
So there are some fashion designers who are talking about they don't have to stay in Africa because the market is bigger. Then that makes me to ask you if you think the same as this, but it seems you are on a different side because you want, not you want, but you believe Africa to the world. So how do you stay connected to your roots and assure that your brand remains authentic to its African origin? But you know now the fashion trends in the different fashion weeks, there are things you also watch and feel like, should I bring this touch from Europe to my collection? So how do you manage that as you grow in mind, as your creativity and imagination also grow?
As I said, and I'll say again, my vision is clear, is Africa to the world. There is nothing that is good in Europe if it's not to benefit Africa. If it's not to benefit my brand and the mission of Africa to the world, then my brand is not for that. Yeah, if those fashion weeks will have me with my style of Africa, without me changing anything, and with that promoting the vision of Africa to the world, adding value to that, that's a good and it's a plus for me. But if it takes value from me being an African or value of Africa to the world, then that's not my cup of tea. Everyone has their own cup of tea. My cup of tea is to bring value to Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very interesting. So let's back to Kenya.
Yeah.
How do you see fashion industry in Kenya?
We're growing, but we still have a lot of Western influence. Yeah.
What do you mean Western influence?
Yeah, it's there. It's not, but it's not our fault. It's something that we still need to grow. Yeah, there are people who tell you there is a certain way to dress when you're going for a red carpet. There is a certain way of you to dress when you're going to an office. There is a certain way you're supposed to dress when you're going to church. It's okay, all about that. That's their own cup of tea. As for me, anything that makes Africa shine. That's my cup of tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a cup of tea. So we're not judging, but we're talking about Kenyan fashion industry, like you were saying. Let's say everyone has his or her own cup. How do you see copy paste? Because there is this rumors that some Kenyan fashion designers, and also in Kenya, African fashion designers, when Shiko Onyango is done a photo shoot, after you post on your Instagram, someone in some way is gonna take a picture and go copy paste. How do you see that? How is your views on that? Just focus here in Kenya.
If my work inspires you to copy, it's not bad. Still, the vision is the same, is Africa to the world.
So you are saying you're okay if someone copy you?
You can't avoid that. You cannot avoid that. If we are copying, if we are inspired by other cultures, why can't we also do the same? Why can't we influence other cultures? It's not a bad thing to influence other people in a good way. It's not a bad thing. If they want to copy my work, I'm flattered. It's a good thing. That means I'm doing something. And the vision is still spreading that it's Africa to the world. If you copy my work, I'm proud because my vision is seen by other people too. And that means that the dream is going wider than I thought. It's not about Shiko alone. Yeah. It's not about me. It's about influencing other people and influencing our culture.
Okay.
Yeah. Imagine if we have thousands of people copying African work. Yeah, 1,000 more people wearing our work. What kind of influence is that?
Yeah, that is very interesting, actually.
Yeah, we wear ties every day, but we don't know the history behind ties. We don't know.
Actually, that brings me to ask a question. How do you see made in China competing made in Africa, according to you?
Ours is authentic. They can never take us anywhere. I mean, they can never take that away from us. It's authentic. They will copy, but it will never be the same as made in Africa. Because we put our minds there, we put our hearts there, we put our time there. There is social around us creating. It's not just something that you just do with the machine. When you do it with the machine, there is no emotion there. But when you do it with your heart, there is so much there, and no one can take that away from you. They can copy all they want, but it can never be the same. Yeah.
So you talking about the Kenya fashion industry, there are so many fashion designers, and some of them, they heard you, they know your name. So what message can you send to them when it comes on unique and quality? Unique,
it depends on what you see as unique to yourself. But if you have to run to Pinterest and copy stuff, that's not unique. If we have the power as designers to create, God himself was a designer. Just look at us. Just look at the way he created us differently. You can never see anyone who looks like you or have your ideas or have anything like you. You are just you. Your DNA is yours and yours alone. So that appears to all designers. Whatever you have in mind is not in vain. It's yours. Just make it come to life and make sure that you influence in a good way. Yeah, let's not be influenced by other people. Let no one tell you how fashion, these people who go to big fashion schools, they tend to think that they know what fashion is, they know everything about fashion. But we didn't go to school for that. We had it in our DNA and it is beautiful. Just look at how Maasais create their things. Look at how Kambas used to create their stuff. Look at everyone, every region. It's different and it's unique. The same appears to all designers.
Okay.
If you call yourself a designer, don't doubt that. Just don't doubt that name of designer. You're capable of more than you think. Stick to that. Yeah.
That makes me now to ask you, what advice would you give to young African designer who aspire to launch their own brands? Yes.
It's possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. Yeah. And be unique. Be you. There is no one like you in this world, and there will never be anyone like you. And don't compete with anyone. Yeah. Do not compete. There is nothing to compete about. You're just competing. That is a lot of time wasted focusing on what other people are doing. Let's look at that, but look at what you can do as you. What power do you have? Because everyone has a power. Trust me, everyone has their own power. If you focus on that, then you're good. Yeah, there are challenges, but it's life. It's like that.
Yeah.
Challenges are there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So technology is now on the front page in every company and every institution. So how is technology and innovation in your brand's design and production process?
The technology is very powerful, so is our mind. For us, we Africa to the world, we are using AI. AI is, you command it to do what you want. It's your brain. AI is just what you feed it. If you feed it with good and positive things, it can make a big difference. But if you feed it with something else, the world is never going to change, because there is nothing unique. It will be just the same thing. So for us, what we are doing, we're trying to teach children, young generation, on how to use AI, on how to improve our life and how to put Africa there. Yeah, because the vision is still clear. It's Africa to the world. How do we put our Africa out there? How do we use technology to benefit us? Yeah. How do we make new things? How do we change the narrative? Because technology, the way it came to us before, the media, it didn't come in a way of making us shine. It came in a way of putting us down. Yeah, like the media would say, this is how a beautiful girl should look like. This is how your skin should look like. This is how your body should look like. This is the perfect body for modeling. This is the perfect body for a sexy lady or something like that. That is not true.
Okay.
Yeah, we can change that. We can change what was put in our minds. We can unlearn, and we can also use the technology to do that, to unlearn what was there, because again, we have the power. Humans are very powerful, trust me. And technology again was made by human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's what goes around, it comes around.
It's our time. It's our time to change the narratives. We decide what will be written in the books.
Ladies and gentlemen, listeners and fashion lovers, fashion enthusiasts, we are heading to end of today's episode. I hope you are very happy to talk to Shiko Onyango. So, Shiko, I want to ask you another thing. You mentioned something about red carpet. People go to the party and they are influenced by Western culture. So, and when I look at your product, they are so fashionable. I can't imagine if these first ladies go to big events wearing some of your collection, like some beads. They look so very well made. So why do you think people, they don't like these superstar or these rich people, they are not interested to really buy from you guys, and instead they go buy to these other luxury? Why?
Again, it's all in the mindset. If that they think that is what suits them, that's their cup of tea. As for us, we look for people who are bold. Only the bold people buy from us. The people who see the vision buy from us. Yeah, for the red carpet, because they've been told, it's just the way that the society has put it into the head, like it's cool to wear certain brands. It's cool to have these people to work with, but not these other people, which is also again the mindset. Society, media too. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with what we are making and what we are doing. We are strictly authentic African, and we are promoting Africa. If they want to do that, they are welcome. But if they still insist on doing the other way, it's still okay. Yeah, it's one step at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we talk about the future goals of tribes and trends, let's back to you. You said you are half Kamba, half Maasai. What else? Kikuyu.
Yeah.
So what makes unique? I don't know if you should ask this question, but now you know women from all these different tribes. Kenya has many tribes. What makes women unique from those tribes than other tribes? For example, which one is influencing you? Before I ask the question, by the way, is it Kikuyu? Is it Maasai? Is it Kamba? So you can choose where you can look, or or uniqueness from women from Maasai, women from Kikuyu, and women from Mukamba?
Okay, I would say this. All of us Africans are unique in our own way. And I really love that I have all of that. I would say my Maasai side is why I'm so cultural, yeah? And also
so conservative.
yes, I'm so cultural. I'm deep into my culture. Like, I really want to know more. I'm still learning, and I want to learn more about that, and I want to see Africa shine. Yeah. Kikuyu side of me, that is Kikuyu, we sacrifice with our hearts, we sacrifice with our blood. Yeah, you can see how the Mau Mau died so that we can be here today. We can celebrate the freedom that we have. That's the Kikuyu side of me. Okay. And also the business side of me is from my Kikuyu.
They say Kikuyu women, you are
business.
very up to make money.
We are up, and we are go-getters. I'm a go-getter, and we sacrifice.
Go-getters.
Yes, we go-getters, and we sacrifice with our blood, tears, and sweat. It's not easy to build a brand, but my Kikuyu side has helped me. Like the DNA, the blood, the Kikuyu blood that I have has helped me in that. The Kamba side is that we are charming, we are loyal, yeah, we are calm. Yeah, that's my Kamba side. And mostly we are healers too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also spiritual too. That's the Kamba side of me. So I wish I had more blood. If I could have the 43 tribes in me, I would be so happy.
Oh, that's very interesting.
And my kids they have more than that. They have Luo blood too.
How many kids do you have, by the way?
I have 2 boys. I'm a mother of 2 boys.
Oh. How old are they?
I have a 13-year-old and 8-year-old.
Oh, so that's very interesting. By the way, before I think that is the new question comes, but how are you a mom? Because I've seen you work very hard, so many interviews, you do a lot, and managing the company. How is it easy or difficult for you to manage that when you are a mother for 2 boys?
It's easy, and it's also hard at the same time. My kids understand that what I do, they also know how to do what we do. Yeah, they are also creatives. I've taught them how to be creatives. Apart from schools, they also need to know the life skills and to know what brings food on the table and to know their roots and their culture. So that is also one thing. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and all that. That's all me.
Okay.
I have to know how to take care of all that. Sometimes it's hard, but I do it. I don't know how I do it, but I do it. I think the universe just put everything, it aligns everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very inspiring. So now you can cook food from Kikuyu, Kamba, and Maasai.
Yeah, I can cook. I just know to cook what I know how to cook. Yeah. Yeah, I know how to cook ugali. I know how to cook githeri. I know how to cook
that is
meat.
Githeri is from Kikuyu.
Yes, I know how to cook mokimo. I know how to cook modokoi. Yes, I know how to cook all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite food?
Fish.
Fish?
Yes.
Why fish?
I don't know.
Are you born near the lake or something?
Nope. But I love fish.
There's no lake in Nairobi.
No. But when I was young, my dad used to bring us a lot of fish. And also my dad was all that. He was, he would bring us fish, would cook for us. He was, that guy. He was all that.
That's a lovely dad.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
So you travel different countries, and how do you see you travel in communicate with other cultures in terms of food, for example, in terms of as an artist, like the perspective of you see other countries when you travel? Let's start with the food. How do you like their food? You don't like their food?
I love. Anywhere I travel, I have to taste their food first. Like, don't give me what I can find in Kenya. Give me what I cannot find in Kenya. Yeah.
Let's say, for example, what do you like in South Africa?
South Africa is funny because, They have ugali, which is the same as us. But I haven't tasted the traditional food yet. Because where I was, it was more of town, like you would find chicken, KFC, things like that. But I'm yet to try their traditional food. I would really love to try the traditional food. Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of behaviors as an artist, culture, communicating with the other people from another country, how do you behave, for example? Are you scared? Do you feel nervous? Do you, any barriers, any challenges?
I just be me. Yeah, I just be me, because if you try to fit in, you can't. You just be you, and then everything will fall into place. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one step at a time. Everything falls into place. When you're simple and just be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can never be anyone else. It will not last. Yeah.
You have to be you.
You have to be you by all means.
Okay.
Yeah, if they like you, fine. If they don't, sorry. I'm not for you. I'm not for everyone, which is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. And let's talk about the future goals and aspirations for the tribal trends and the African fashion industry as a whole. Made in Africa show is sponsored by Fashion Trends Africa, a fashion news website under www.rcfs.rw, where you can find news of new and established African fashion designers.
My future goal is to see Africa to the world. Like, we don't need to be. My future goal is to see Africa to the world. We stop being consumers, we be producers. We have everything. We have food, we have music, we have clothes, our own clothes. We have materials, our own materials, natural materials that can be gotten here in Africa. Yeah, let's plant what was, use our own drugs. Don't need pharmaceuticals. Yeah, there is our own way of life. How do we put it into this modern life? Yeah. Sustainability. Yeah, how do we get jobs? We don't need people to go and give out there. We have our own jobs here that we can do. People invest in Africa, like empower us. In a good way. Don't empower us so that you can mock us. Don't empower us so that you can shame us. Don't empower us so that you can steal from us. Empower us in a good way that we will shine. Yeah.
Okay. How do you hope your brand will inspire and empower future generation of Africa designers?
My goal is to see everyone empowered, everyone shine in their own way, in their own space. No judgments, no fear. Just shine and put yourself out there. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be a walk in the park, but it's your work to do that. No one is gonna do that for you. But my work is to inspire others to break boundaries. Like, it's possible. It's not hard. This is just a foundation that I'm putting there. I know there are other people who are gonna come before me, but I want them to know that Shiko set up foundation.
Okay.
There was a foundation that was set.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very inspiring. So how do you see tribal trends in next 10 years?
It's just gonna flow. Yeah.
So let's see the future, because let's say, for example, maybe you will find some more institution there, like, we want to buy rent, we build an office, we wanted to buy our own machines, for example. We talked about the modern technology. So there is things on the list that, like, you feel like these are things I wanted to see tribal trends in the future. You mentioned like you want to be the foundation for younger generation designers, African younger generation designers. So how do you see the future in the next, let's not say even 10, let's say 5, because there are things I'm sure you're looking at. How you see the future, not today, the future?
The future, I would say, is good, because people are unlearning from what they use. This is a generation of people who are unlearning. People are questioning things. Yeah, the future is bright, I would say that, especially for us African. We are taking what was taken.
Okay.
So we are taking it and creating a new culture. The culture that there is no judgment, there is no wrong or right. There is no people who are scared. We are not scared anymore. We are not afraid of trying. We are not afraid of exploring. We are not afraid of love. And mostly there is no judgment. There is no good or evil. There is nothing like that in my book and in my 10 years to come from now.
Okay.
So it's all about unlearning what was put into our system and creating a new system where there is or not all that. Yeah.
Shiko Onyango, thank you very much for your time. We are very happy to talk to you, dear listeners and viewers, fashion lovers, fashion enthusiasts. We hope you enjoyed this episode. So I enjoyed. I hope to see you in the near future in the other episode.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for pushing this. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you for listening to our episode. See you next time with your host, Celestina Wiremu.